Hello, good day to you. Hope you're doing really well. God, it's really quiet around here, I've just realised. We're near Stockbridge in just Hampshire, and we've come to explore another Starfish WW2 control bunker decoy site. If you're not familiar with them by now, I think we've done a lot on this channel, so just, go back if you want some proper history lessons. But today I'm really excited to do this one because it's another one to tick off the list, and yeah, really actually genuinely excited. I might not come across as enthusiastic, but trust me, I am. In fact, I think it's in front of me, so without further ado, let's go to it. Come on. Okay, wow, first impression, this is really impressive, and it's really different, which is quite common for Starfish Decoy sites. In fact, actually, it's such an investment for me to do these, because I learn so much from each different one. It's rare that you get to see two roughly familiar, as you've probably seen on the channel, but this is interesting. Ah, there's the blast shelter. There's the blast wall there. I'm obviously standing on top of this just before anybody sort of states the obvious. So there's that. There's an escape hatch there, which would mean that that's the command quarters there. Ooh, very nice. Okay. But what's this that caught my eye? Yeah, it looks like it's not a secondary entrance, it just looks like a utilities store. Again, that is a first on this channel to see. So to say that we can do that and see that. So I'm amazed at how quiet it is around here, and it's kind of scarily quiet. But not going to complain. Right. Let's have a look what we're dealing with. He says, what a little torture of me today. Ooh, nice. Ooh, very nice. Dead bodies. Or dead body, arrow down. I bloody well hope not. Let's get in there. Okay. Did he bring the right torch? Well, I bought a torch. Oh, this is interesting. So, split off into two, and that would be the generator side, because here's our escape hatch, which would be the command part of the decoy bunker or Starfish site. Like I said, so it's a Q site, Q type, and yeah, how interesting. It's really deceptive from the outside because it's so well. It's actually really nice condition on the outside if you sort of think about it. Yeah, absolutely fascinating. It's got, this one seems to, from looking at it, seems to sort of have a lot of different parts of Starfish sites that we've seen before. And I think this one was opened in 1941. And yeah, if you want to laugh, I don't know if it's funny, but this was the Q-type Starfish Decoy site for RAF Middle Wallop, I think is the pronunciation. So this was to simulate fires and whatnot for RAF Middle Wallop to confuse the Luftwaffe into thinking that they would be bombing the RAF site at night. And they would simulate the fires to assume that either there had been a start of an attack on the site, so obviously it would be full of fire and flames, and they'd be like, oh, right, okay, that's where we've clearly got a hit. Or it could just be a complete diversion where the fires just simulate, or types of little bits of fire that would simulate action at the RAF site. But where we are would be literally in the middle of nowhere, and that's the whole point, is that where the bombs would land, they wouldn't have any effect whatsoever. It would just literally just be hitting grass and be used by petroleum. And where we are, this would be our generator section. So a lot of you are quite familiar with this. I'm just telling you just because, you know, just in case you don't know. It'd be normally, although not standard, a crew of 6. Not necessarily in all cases. Some had different purposes, obviously civil sites to protect. There was actually a little few muzzies around here. And, yeah. But it's actually quite tight down here. The steps are amazing actually to see. There's a blast wall there. Again, it seems it has a familiarity to me with a few other sites that are around. But it's still very unique. Some sites would have 2 generators, some would have 1. In this case, it looks like it could have 1. Yeah. And then this would be the command section, where they would get into protection with an escape hatch just there. So the fires would be simulated outside. And that was pretty much it. I think I've done a good job of trying to describe that. I've done so many, it's kind of like, you know, a lot of them are different. So just in case some of you sort of say, whoa, well, there are variations of these. I mean, no 2 so far I've seen are really the same. Excuse my phone going off. Yeah, so I'd always take it as a pinch of salt, but we definitely know that one would be the generator in there, and in here would be the command quarters. You could have had an extra generator, but the idea was really to keep it separate. Also, in some cases, again, not necessarily all, they would try to reduce the sound of the generator, because obviously, as you can imagine, make a hell of a noise. And if you're in here, yeah, it would be quite daunting. So there we go. We'll take one more look in there. Seems to be quite well visited, been in bits of graffiti and rubbish and litter. But yeah, as you can see from these ports here, this would be where the generator would have gone. So we know that that's that direction. You're a big old bugger, aren't you, spider? And then in here, I said, for the command. As we know, I will, let's head out. As we know, this wasn't always the case, that how effective they were. In fact, probably Portsmouth one, which we have done, was probably the most effective, where it actually did lure German bombers away. But yeah, it's in bloody nice condition. The sheep, God bless them, are out on that solar farm over there. Again, the fields here. So we know that from here, this would have been where, yeah, well, there we go. Just noticed that. So our pipes would have come out from here in a well, and then it would have gone out that way. And then these other little pipes would have gone round, simulating the fires that would have ignited them. And then that would have been it. It would have been designed to potentially simulate an attack. Although that really interests me. This little, I'm assuming it's utilities. I've never seen one on a Starfish site. That little alcove cupboard there. That's quite nice, that. So yeah, again, labelled as a Q site, which meant night time. Yeah. For RAF Middle Wallop. I hope I said that correctly. And yeah, we're in Hampshire again for a starfish decoy site. What a glorious day today, by the way, for exploring. But yeah, I like that. And in that, like I said, that blast wall there, the idea was that that wall that we've just, let's go back up that wall there, finger of doom, we haven't done one of them in ages. In the event of this being attacked, there would have been would have protected the entrance potentially from any blast. Although again, really these were just sort of anything close to a direct, anything within the vicinity, you would have, you know, and you're pretty much going to be not have much chance in there, unfortunately. But it was the people who served here were really got to be commended for how brave they were, because you're basically luring the attacker to come to you in hopes they'll bomb you, so that you can hopefully save other lives. And like I said, in this case it would have been RAF purposes to save those pilots from any attack. And obviously if we know our history during the Battle of Britain, obviously it was the RAF sites that would have been the first to hit, and then Germans targeted, they headed into London as their primary target after that. And yeah, that's history, isn't it? So obviously in the Battle of Britain, we know again with that was obviously then because Germany started to target London, the Blitz, obviously the RAF were like, oh, this is a great opportunity, okay, now we can reimburse our fighters and we can bring in other allies who are already there stationed, like the Canadians, the Polish for example, who were already being trained at RAF quarters. And then yeah, the rest we say is history. But it starts with this as a form of defence, the starfish sites. Yes, sheep agree. There we go, nice. I'm really proud of that one. Just another one to tick off the list. So yeah, 2 sections. There we go. Hopefully I've given you all of that. There might have been times when I might have just been a bit like, I might have gone off on a tangent there. So yeah, there you go. Starfish Decoy site in Hampshire. Tick. Done it again. Just highlights how different each one was, really. And the more and more you sort of visit each one, the more and more you get an idea of certain different layouts and designs. This is a nice one. Yeah, very, very nice. Such a beautiful area as well. I mean, the farmland around here is gorgeous, and obviously you can understand why. Like I said, you place it here. This is the whole point of these starfish decoy sites, was that they have to be placed out in the middle of almost nowhere in some fields, so that there would be no risk of the bombs falling on civilians or RAF sites. You know, so yeah, fantastic. Okay, well there we go. In immortal words of Phoenix history, because history matters. Love to all of you out there. Hopefully you really like this one. It's nice, wasn't it? Stay safe no matter what you're doing, and I'll see y'all very soon. Please feel free to spread the word of the channel. Much love. Cut out. See ya.